Have you ever worked really hard on a show, put it on your house, and then you're just staring at the black dead zones of your dark shutters? Well, I have the fix for you. Now, I cannot take full credit for this idea. I was inspired by another projection mapper named Rocky, who started making these shutter covers for his black shutters. And I took that same idea and I ran with it and then created this tutorial to help other people with their issues as well. And you can see here clearly in this show that the shutters do literally disappear in front of your eyes, and it's also not permanent on there. You can put them up and take them off, and they don't leave any marks. They also, since they're nice and tight on there, really do not look that bad during the day. So I just leave mine up now for the entire month or two that I am doing my projection shows. So let's get into the tutorial. All right, let's go over the materials that we're going to need to put this frame together. So the first thing that I have here is cut down PVC wood. So this is 1x2, and you can get 12-foot sections, you can get 8-foot sections. Those are what they carried at Lowe's. I did go with the PVC wood. It does give a little extra flex. It's white all the way through, which is really nice as well. It is nice and light, and it doesn't rot, it doesn't stain, it doesn't do anything like that. It's just very good. So it's not quite double the price, but it is a little more pricey. But when it comes down to it, I saved money with paint. I didn't have to worry about that. And it's just an all-around nicer quality. I'm not going to have to replace this down the road. So that's why I chose to go with this. And so 1x2 by 12 or by 8, you decide how much you're going to end up needing. So I cut this down based off of the measurements on the window. And I also have an air nailer here. And those I am using just 1 1/4 inch, 18 gauge. It's just the standard that I use around the house, and these work great. I also, just to save myself some time, I have an air stapler as well, and those are using T50 staples. So they are 5/16 and they are 8 millimeters, just enough to get some meat of the wood, but not go all the way through. So that is what I use with my stapler. You can use screws. I would pre-drill just to be safe. You can hammer nails in. I just go with these because I have them for other projects around the house. And honestly, I think this thing was like 20 bucks or something on Amazon, and it is well worth it instead of doing the old school hand one. So the last thing that I have over here is the measuring tape. Another thing that I have is the material. So this is screen material, and I will give you the link. And this I pre-cut, and I didn't really worry about the length. I was really looking at the width. And my shutters were 16 inches is the space that I needed for this to go from side to side. And I added an extra inch on either side just to have somewhere to kind of wrap it around. And then I will trim off as it goes. But I chose to use white screen material as opposed to some of the other materials. And this was mainly because, for one, this wind will go right through it. Number two, the material will not hold any water in, so when it gets rained, it's not going to become waterlogged and add extra weight, which I didn't want to have to deal with up there. And it does give enough of the whiteness that it really does come out well with the projector. It definitely does a difference. You might find that you will be happier with more of a solid. You could do like bed sheeting, kind of like what I do for my other screens. That might work. There's also like stretchy white spandex material, something along those lines. That You can try anything like that, but I am going with this to start off just for those two reasons. The air travel, so it doesn't become a sail, and the water. I don't want this to take on and hold any water. I want it to just roll right off, so it keeps the weight down. Hey guys, I hope you are enjoying the tutorial so far. There is a lot of time and research that I put into all of these tutorials. It is great that we have platforms like this that I can help share and spread the knowledge. These tutorials are ad supported and from donations from generous viewers like you. In an effort to further share the information, give a better experience for the viewers, share files and resources, as well as support the channel monetarily, I created a website and a course. The website houses a lot of information and resources from many great contributors in the projection mapping community. It is updated regularly as new useful resources become available. The course, that's another resource that is continuing to grow. It acts as an organized and ad-free experience. There is exclusive content and resources that are included with the course enrollment. For instance, the media used in the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation tutorial series, well, that's in the course, included for free. You just need to click to download. The final platform is the store. In the store, you will find different resources that are available for purchase at reasonable prices. Keep an eye out for coupons and specials, especially during the off-season. All of the funds that are raised are reinvested back into the growth of the channel through purchases of hardware, software, and other things that can be used to create new tutorials, reviews, and demonstrations. There are 2 free things that you can do right now to support the channel. Please like this video and subscribe below. The more likes and followers that we have, the more likely companies are to send loaner or demo resources for us to work with and share on this website, all free for you to access. I thank you for your time and consideration of supporting this channel. Please enjoy the remainder of your free tutorial. So those are the things that I have. Going over the measurements for these. So my shutter was 47.5 inches going top to bottom, and then it was 14.5 inches going across. So as you are doing any of your measurements, you want to make sure you take into account the extra space that you have taken up with the material. So when I cut these down, I cut these exactly to 47.5 to go on the sides. So that way when I go to mount this top piece in, it's going to go on the top part as opposed to being inside the mount. So to account for that 14.5 inches, I added 3/4 from this side and 3/4 from this side, so that comes to a half. So I added 1.5 inches to my 14.5 inches to get a 16 cut. So to have it able to go on this top here, I accounted for this 3/4, this 3/4, so I have 16-inch pieces for a 14.5-inch wide shutter. You want to make sure that your measurements, and you can even dry fit them, so your measurements when you put it down match the inside here. So this would need to be 14.5, and going on the inside this way, that would need to be, for me, 47.5. So let's get ourselves started. I have my pieces of wood here, and you might be able to see because of the lens or whatnot, there is a little bit of a bow to this. So I'm going to put it where it's bowing inward. And what that's going to do is just help hold it to the window frame or the shutter a little bit. These are definitely flexible. And so will your wood pieces if you go that way. So just have the bow going in towards the shutter. It will just give you a little extra grab. So what I have here, I have my nailer all loaded up. I'm going to want to make sure that this top piece for me is on the top here. I'm going to line those up. I lost my helper there. I'm going to line these up, keep my fingers clear, put in one, and then make sure the bottom lines up as well, and go for another. I recommend doing this on a hard surface, not on a carpet, to make sure that this stays nice and flat, and it will really help. This just happens to be a clear space for me inside, since we have Ian going on outside. So, lining up my other side, keeping my fingers clear as much as possible. All right, there's one. Get that fit. All right, so you can put in 2, you can put in 3, it doesn't matter what you do. Now I'm just gonna flip this over and do the same thing to the other side. Okay, right up on top. If you're new to using one of these, be careful with the double shot, and you really do want to keep your fingers as far away as possible, because it can, if it double shoots, it can go up and split right into your finger, and that would not be fun. Luckily, it's never happened, but never say never. Hopefully I don't catch it on video this time. There we go. One more for good luck. All right, and my frame is done. Now I'm just going to add the material. So I'm going to take that material and I'm going to stretch it out, and I have been starting over going wide, and that seems to be doing the best for me. The material that you get can come on a roll, or it comes folded. If it does come folded, what I did was, I don't know if you're supposed to do it, but it worked. I threw it in the dryer for a little bit on low, just to kind of heat it up, and then when I came out, I did some pulling. In all reality, if it does come with a little bit of a crease, as you're pulling it onto the frame, it should come out quite a bit. But if it doesn't, that's what you can do. So I have it over. I'm just making sure I have enough clearance going over for one side. I kind of eyeball it just to make sure that it covers, pinch, lift, and now I'm going to just kind of roughly hold it, switch over. Let's try that again. I'm going to switch the tool over. Whoop. There we go. All right, and then do that again. Line it up, pinch, flip, just in the middle there, or close to the middle, and then throw staple in. Now I'm going to go over, just make sure that it does still reach and I have some overlap. Perfect. Get it semi-straight, as straight as possible, and then flip it back over, and you're just going to continue your way down. Slide your fingers across to make sure that this stays nice and flat. What I do is I get towards an end, just to help hold it in a little bit better. I take this staple. And I will branch it across this gap. And that's just one extra way to secure it a little bit. Now I'm going to work my way down this side. Hey guys, I hope you are enjoying the tutorial so far. There is a lot of time and research that I put into all of these tutorials. It is great that we have platforms like this that I can help share and spread the knowledge. These tutorials are ad supported and from donations from generous viewers like you. In an effort to further share the information, give a better experience for the viewers, share files and resources, as well as support the channel monetarily, I created a website and a course. The website houses a lot of information, and resources from many great contributors in the projection mapping community. It is updated regularly as new useful resources become available. The course, that's another resource that is continuing to grow. It acts as an organized and ad-free experience. There is exclusive content and resources that are included with the course enrollment. For instance, the media used in the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation tutorial series, well, that's in the course, included for free. You just need to click to download. The final platform is the store. In the store, you will find different resources that are available for purchase at reasonable prices. Keep an eye out for coupons and specials, especially during the off-season. All of the funds that are raised are reinvested back into the growth of the channel through purchases of hardware, software, and other things that can be used to create new tutorials, reviews, and demonstrations. There are 2 free things that you can do right now to support the channel. Please like this video and subscribe below. The more likes and followers that we have, the more likely companies are to send loaner or demo resources for us to work with and share on this website, all free for you to access. I thank you for your time and consideration of supporting this channel. Please enjoy the remainder of your free tutorial. A great question you might have is how far spacing do you need it across? For what I found with this, it doesn't really need to be anything crazy because this material is a little denser, so as you're pulling it does kind of pull pretty taut across, and you're really not stretching it that hard. So I would say like 4 or 5 inches in between would be great. Now I have that side done, I'm going to put it down, lay it across, pinch, and flip. Now this side, you want to do a little bit of extra measuring because you want to make sure that it still will have the shutter, be able to keep the shutter in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece, going to take a couple pieces of wood, and you can have them pre-measured out to be your 1475. That way when you put them in, it will automatically fit. That would be the smart thing to do. Or you can just stack it up until it becomes that 14.5 or whatever you need for that spacing of the shutter. And it just happened that I could use 2 boards laying down and 1 going up with just the scrap that I had. So you're going to take your measuring tape and double check, and you want to start with that in the middle. If it is a little tighter in, that's going to be great because it will also help hold it a little bit. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to try to have this as straight as possible going across. Get it nice and tight and add a staple in. Now same thing, I'm going to work my way all the way down, keeping this now pulled this way and this way as you're going. If there is a little wrinkle, don't worry about it. You'll fix it as you're going. So if there's a little weave to it, it is quite all right. Just try to get it down or this way and that way, whichever way you're going, away from that middle line. Also, if it extends over this piece, that's fine. You're going to trim it up. And last one. There we go. All right. So now I can take out this middle section. And now I'm going to work on the ends. As you're working on the ends, same thing. I start in the middle and then work my way across. So pull it tight. There will still be a little bit of a weave, that's okay. I want to show you this. As I'm getting towards the end, there's this little flap. So I wrap it like a Christmas gift. I pull this top end down, and then I fold this one around the corner. And then I will kind of hold it over and throw a staple in. And then that side is nicely wrapped and will trim real nice. I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll just have it this way just because it's easier. All right, going over to the other side, and this is where the tightening really does happen on your last side. So I'm going to pull it, start from the middle. All right. So there it is. You have one of these shutters done. Last thing you're going to need to do is just trim up this extra flap there. And I didn't bring scissors down. So you're going to have to use your imagination as you're going around that. But I think you can handle that. If you can handle this, you can handle a pair of scissors. So now I just have to repeat this. I have to repeat it 5 more times. I already did my my couple big shutters. But this is it. And this is going to make a huge difference on those shoes, especially if you have those dark shutters. So, I hope you like this. I can't wait to see what your houses look like and hear all the oohs and ahs on how this has really helped your projection mapping show. And I am also excited to see this on my own house because I've been fighting with those black shutters for quite some time. So, thank you very much for going through this tutorial. I hope it has been helpful. If it has, don't forget to like and subscribe, and take a look at holidayprojectionmapping.com for other helps, tips, and tricks for your projection mapping show. Thank you.